Everybody, welcome back to Shock and Schlock. I'm your host, Richard Gillis, and today I'm sitting on a chair. So this is a serious review. Still using natural light, but don't worry, I'm also recording this on my phone, and it is against a pop can right now. And if you're wondering what pop it is Passion Fruit Punch Mountain Dew. Not sponsored, but delicious. Anyway, you know what else is delicious? Vomit. And you know what vomit makes me think of? Vomitus Productions from Denmark. A friend of mine, Dane, the creator of the Borderline mixtapes. I'm gonna say the whole name in one breath of the first one. That is The Room with a View. ... That's what I put on disc when I send them out because it's a very long title and I have tried to write it before and it will not fit. But The Room with the View, overlooking the slaughterhouse, managed by puking, schizophrenic vampire puppies. It's a mouthful, but somehow I still remember it fully every time. Anyway, that was a great mixtape, and Dane is a friend of mine. He, said he was working on a second tape a while back after the first one, and I was like, okay, let's see what you got. The first one was fun. It's one of my favorite tapes I put out with Banana Box. I mean, I love all of our mixtapes and all of our partner releases, but yeah, it's a great tape. Anyway, I only put out stuff that I believe in, unlike some places. I'm not going to mention names, and it's not like independent people labels, so anyway, I was excited to check out part 2. I got sent this a while back. I didn't record a video because I am a lazy bastard, in fact. But the tape finally released from Vomitus Productions on Blu-ray in Denmark. 25 copies. Banana Box Releasing will be, of course, releasing part 2. Just want to start out this video sort of like that. That despite me putting this mixtape out, that does not affect my opinions on this at all. I typically don't do reviews for Banana Box releases because of the fact that I don't want people to think I'm being disingenuous and reviewing things because I'm putting them out. But in this case, this is a mixtape, spoiler alert, that is so fucking good that I would be doing a review of it anyway, even if it wasn't put out by me. This is on... I wouldn't say this is to quite the level of the Horror Church because that is literally like perfection. It provided the blueprint for so many of us in the mixtape community, but this is pretty damn close. This is as close as I've seen someone come to it. This is better than the majority of even like the funny like Horror Church style tapes that I've seen, like Cuntfuck Boulevard, stuff like that. This is just really damn good. And I want to first off thank Dane for allowing me to release this through Banana Box Releasing because this is a really high quality shit here. And I'm swearing a lot in this video. But it's because this is really good. I watched this a second time before the review, and typically I'm not a big fan of mixtapes that go over an hour. This one's an hour and 5. But this one you really don't feel it. This feels like my favorite type of mixtape is like one where it feels like an experience. This is part of the Borderline. Presumably, I hope there will be more of these. Series, the Borderline mixtape series, like BPD. Like these are different types of clips, different tones, different atmosphere, different vibes, kind of clashing together, but they're also edited together so the clips kind of mash up a little bit. And this one, more so than the first, I did really enjoy the first. This is not a takedown of the first. This is a bring up of showing the quality of the second. I think it's handled a lot better in this one. I think this mixtape blows the first one out of the water. This is probably the best like follow-up mixtape that I've seen. As far as like taking the blueprint of the first and making it something more. It's very funny. It's legitimately spooky at times. We're going to get into that. It's legitimately gross at times, but also funny during those parts, and that is what chef's kiss. Fucking... I love it when nasty stuff is put with funny stuff. It is my absolute favorite thing. It is my bread and butter of my tapes. I will put it out there. I don't think any of my tapes are as good as this one, so I'm definitely going to be rambling about that for a while. But before we get into it, just want to first off, I haven't done a mixtape review in a while, but for those who remember when I do these, I don't cover like every clip in these. That would be ridiculous. The tape would be shorter than my review video. I'm going to go over the tone, how it made me feel, some standout stuff, and my like overall opinion. I'm not going to go through individual stuff like I would like a movie, because there's, it's a mixtape. There's not like an overarching plot necessarily. But yeah, and started this off. Mixtapes to me, there's a lot of them. This new wave of mixtapes that, I'm not to blow smoke on my own ass, I've been partially a part of, at least like I've contributed to it. It's grown and grown and grown and grown where I legitimately can't watch everyone's tape, unfortunately. I won't name names or anything. But I've been sent some bad tapes every once in a while. Not like bad, like the content is disturbing. I have been sent those as well. I've made it very clear, though, if I ever see like animal abuse or any like real gore clips, I will turn off your tape and stop watching. So anybody who sent me shit like that, I haven't finished it. But people's like funny tapes, there have been some bad ones I'm not a fan of. I appreciate the effort, but there are times where I really didn't enjoy them. But there are times that they're really good as well, like the Retro Mutagen mixtape, the follow-up Retro Mutagen 2, which I will be doing a review for in the future. Vivian, if you're watching this, I'm sorry. Yeah, I will do a review eventually. But the thing that you see with so many tapes is that there will still be some clips that are overused. You've seen Terrible Meal used multiple times, Goose on Milk used multiple times, and it's fine if you use those, but I just want to see like different edits of it. Put me in a different tone. I don't just want to see the clip every time. I think we've all struggled with that. And the thing that I'm happiest to say about the Come Swallowing Mosquitoes of Death, that's Borderline Mixtape Part 2. It took me 7 minutes to get here, but, that's the nature of this channel. Is that there are so many clips in this that I've legitimately never seen in general, not just in mixtapes. Like, there's shit in this that I didn't know existed. So, that made me really happy. I felt on my toes throughout the entire mixtape because it's just, there's so many overused stuff that when I do see something new, it makes me like really ready for it. And in this one, there's horror clips I haven't seen. Some I had seen. There's always clips I have seen in mixtapes. This is the nature of it. But it's edited in such a good way that even the clips I had seen are really funny, or gross, or scary. And there's an example there. So it's like a really weird, spooky, black and white, like chase scene type of deal that transfers into SpongeBob. And it's like Dane is asking the viewer like these questions, are very meta. Like the clips like are asking the viewers like, "Are you scared now? Or are you laughing now?" Really funny. Really appreciated the effort. I like the fact that some of the clips in this are from movies, but they have like a filter or anything put over them with music and everything, so they make them feel new. Like the intro involving Evil Dead, Freddy Krueger. I know Freddy Krueger's not in the Evil Dead. I mean, Evil Dead and Nightmare on Elm Street, like two separate things. The end clip, like with even the thank you in this is funny. The shout-outs are funny. I was laughing at that. There's this weird chef guy. Speaking of chefs, towards the end of this movie, I will never look at Martha Stewart the same way again after what you showed me, Dane. That was disgusting. I forgot about it after watching the first time, but after the second, I will not be forgetting that, and I will not be forgiving you for that. Because it was disgusting, and I laughed, and you made me feel bad. But yeah, this mixtape, it's fun. There's so many funny clips in this that I hadn't seen. And being a Danish mixtape, there's a lot of stuff of like cultural stuff from Denmark that I didn't know about. That, while funny and stuff, is also like really interesting. That's what I liked about Smash Mind's mixtape, Got a Siggy Mate. There's like British culture stuff that I wasn't really aware of. Same thing with this. Really enjoyed that. There was some like old commercial style stuff with the like walking bucket thing that I knew when I was a kid. I got some nostalgia. This made me feel things, and for that, I give it my highest recommendation. This may be my favorite mixtape that I've covered on the channel, away from the Horror Church, But as far as like independent mixtapes made by like one singular person, this is peak. I just want to say that first. This is peak. Dane, if you're watching this, thank you for allowing me to release this through Banana Box Releasing first off, because this is great. This is a mixtape that if I wasn't releasing, I'd still be really high on. I'd be recommending to people. Be still doing a review. Still be buying the mixtape myself. This is the direction that I want to see mixtapes going in the future, not just from Dane, but like people in general. This should be the like sort of not layout, but like this should show you what I personally look for. Not that I'm like a all-time critic of mixtapes, but like as a viewer and a fan of the genre, this is what I'm looking for. Funny, gross, scary clips put together with fun editing, and you put some effort into it, and I really appreciated that. Yeah, highly recommend checking this out, even if you like want to just get a digital copy from Dane. Hit him up at Vomitus Productions on Instagram. I'm going to leave that in the description as well. And if you want a physical copy, it will be coming from Banana Box Releasing soon, because Dane's Blu-ray sold out pretty quickly. So, but definitely watch this in any way, shape, or form. And if you buy this from Banana Box Releasing, most of the profit goes to Dane anyway, so you would still be supporting the creator. So, yeah, give this a go. Dane, thanks for sending this to me early, a while ago back as well. This is one I'm going to be rewatching in the future as well. Next mixtape review, for anybody wondering, will be Born to Lose Volume 3 from Matt from Sick on Cinema. Another wild one that I watched a FrankenCon with him, and I was laughing my ass off too, so you're going to be having some really good stuff coming soon on the line. So, as always, make sure to subscribe if you haven't, keep your notifications on. Puke to live, live to puke, 0 thoughts, 0 things, 0 brain cells, and 0 playing the shock and schlock way. I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'm going to be doing a review of Bad Bin Volume 1. It's a 12-part series. I will be doing all 12 as reviews. So, thank you. Make sure to check out Severed Cinema, Sick on Cinema podcast, my podcast with Spooky, Open Casket, my other podcast with Matt that we're recording this week. It's the best. And as always, just keep watching. Go watch a mixtape. Watch a fucked up movie. And keep coming back to my channel. Thanks, guys. I'll see you tomorrow.